On this episode, we take advantage of having an automotive hoist to lower the El Camino body to its brand new Roadster Shop Chassis. Once we complete this, it's on to the aluminum fuel cell as we show you complete fabrication from start to finish. Let's go. The 1959 Chevrolet El Camino has entered the chat. If you're new to the channel, we have been working on this project for the last 8 months. The body has been completely renovated and painted, and we are at the point where we are lifting the body on the hoist, removing the original chassis as we prep the brand new Roadster Shop Chassis and bring it over to mate the two together. Thanks to our friends back in Chicago at the Roadster Shop, this 59 El Camino chassis is a sight to see. We use the old beat-up rusted Chevrolet truck to hoist this chassis back up to the fab shop.
All gas, no brakes.
So here we go. Let's turn 2 into 1. We're definitely taking our time to mount the body to the chassis because this is a critical moment. Depending on where you tighten the body, it can actually twist it. It can change the opening of the door and even the tailgate opening as well. So we're gonna try to tighten everything in the same method that we did on the original chassis when we did the body work. So we know the mounts and the directions, or the rhythm of how we tightened everything. So we're gonna replicate that.
These back ones are supposed to have these little ones.
But that one doesn't have an insert.
No.
So that's why it doesn't have the washer. We go from hillbilly lifted El Camino to East LA lowrider El Camino.
What's up?
Alright, mine's touching.
Yeah, it's on. Okay, so this one's touching. Is that one touching? I don't know. That one is about maybe an 1/8 inch from touching.
Okay, so we'll end up adding a shim.
I'm just trying to center it. Is that what the deal is, Brian?
Yeah, we're just trying to align the body to the chassis now.
I'm like 11.5 over here, Brandon.
Are you?
Yeah.
And it looks like our our transmission tunnel and drive shaft is going to be okay.
Let's go
We
back
rolled
here.
the dice on that, but we're good.
Right in front of this other mount.
We are 12 and 7/8, just shy of 7/8 from the mating surface, or from the rotor surface to the outside edge of the body. So we're within a 32nd of an inch on each side, which is mucho perfecto. With the El Camino body sitting proper on its new chassis, we tighten all the body mount hardware. Now that the two components have turned into one, we raise it on the hoist to get the first glimpse of the undercarriage.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. Alright, you guys did a good job. Everybody go home early. Brian, you too.
That was Friday.
In our body mount kit, these were the ones that we were missing. They didn't supply us with these bushings for whatever reason, so these are the ones from Anchor, and we just put them on the disc sander, take a little bit of material out of them to get them to the right length, encapsulate them with a thick washer on each side, and then we have a nice mount. This is the rear floorboard. Even though this is a 2-seater, the floor pan is from a station wagon, so these rear floor pans have to be notched for most guys that do this swap. but we were lucky enough to kind of catch this early on, and we were replacing these floor pans, but we just decided to raise the whole entire floor pan up rather than having a big notch in here. So can you imagine this floor pan would actually be down near this cross member, and then you'd have this big old freaking C-notch floor pan, and it just looks so bad. So this worked out really bitchin'. We just raised the entire floor pan, and now when you get under here, it looks pretty seamless and pretty dialed, I think. All right, so we have the body mounted to the chassis, which gives us the opportunity to do the fuel tank. We're gonna hand make the fuel tank out of aluminum, 1/8 inch, and it's gonna be massive. We have so much room back here, we can put a 27-gallon tank, which is awesome. The exhaust is still gonna run down the side, and the fuel tank's gonna be in the middle. So I've measured, it just gave a real simple design. It's a rectangle and it's got the corners tapered, which kind of follow the frame rail. A quick trip to our local industrial metal supply gets us the 5052 H32 aluminum sheet. I've opted to use 1/8 inch thick material, and our Scotchman ironworker bends this like butter. With a quick and easy fuel cell design, I pass the torch on to Mr. Lee as he oversees the entire fabrication of this 24-gallon fuel cell.
For this, we don't need inside welding. If we're going to make it nice, we need inside welding. But this one is not going to grind it down. That's enough. If to make it nice, we are using grinding. It's going to little bit or less material, so we need an inside welding.
Is going to be fuel pump. And I think this side can be
Make it like this, right here. Or
I think we can actually do one
One.
crossed
one.
and maybe
Center.
yeah.
Okay. Bottom is open, right?
Yeah.
How? Oh, the 1 inch? Cut like that?
You know that.
Yeah. Just only one piece?
With the majority of the exterior fuel cell fabrication complete, Mr. Lee moves his focus to the inner baffling. Many clamps are used in the fabrication process as the welding on aluminum creates excessive heat and can warp the fuel cell entirely. So we've got our inner baffling for the tanks. This is the same material, 1/8 inch, 5052 aluminum. And one sec, Lee. Lee, one second. So we've got our inner baffling for the tanks. It's the same material, the 5052 1/8" material. And we're actually gonna have a, almost like a T shape on the inside of the tank. We also put these little 1-inch holes so the fuel can flow past these baffles, and then we're gonna actually notch it down here on the very bottom. So the fuel can still move from each compartment. But what this does is eliminate some of the force that's thrown to the front or the back or side to side of the tank. You got to think we have like 20 plus pounds of, or 20 plus gallons of fuel in here. Fuel is just under 8 pounds a gallon. It adds up quick. So we want to eliminate some of that side to side movement of the fuel, but we still need it to travel to each compartment. So that's the game plan. We stamped 1-inch holes. Lee's going to notch them, and we'll get them in there, weld them in place, and then the top of the tank goes on. And just like that, the inner baffles are welded and provide incredible rigidity to the fuel cell. With the top of the tank welded in place, a quick test fit should reveal that the tank is completed. Or is it? So basically, there's the rear kind of bed support is like right in this top section of the fuel tank, and I didn't account for it. So we're just going to notch the tank and give clearance for that rear bed support, and then we'll be good. So a tiny little step back. Easier for me to say because I don't have to weld it. Lee does.
Welding is okay, but you know, suck down or something like that, it's gonna be problem. I think about it. I'm gonna grind this a little bit down. I gotta check it out.
So take this off.
Yeah, I clamp
And then
it.
you can clamp it.
Yes.
See, so this is actually a good thing.
All right, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, this is flush,
do it.
okay? That side is flush too, okay?
Okay.
All right.
With the top corner of the tank notched, this time we double check the fitment to make sure tolerances are correct. With everything looking right on the money, Lee fabricates the panel and tacks it and finish welds it in place. This takes care of the entire fuel cell minus the fuel pump, fuel sender, and fill tube. So we just received the fuel pump from Tanks Incorporated. You guys can find these guys at tanks.com, and I've been using these for the past 10 years without any trouble whatsoever. It's an easy installation on a poly tank or an aluminum tank, and it's nice because it gives you a little baffle here. Fuel just remains in this little baffled area constantly, so that the pump never runs dry. But the big reason why I love these is because of the Walboro fuel pump. So this is a USA-made Walboro pump. And a lot of the factory, like the big three automakers, use these pumps as well. So it's a pretty bulletproof system. And we just, it's hard to beat these, you know, for the price and just the reliability. So we're going to set the pump in place. Also, it's an in-tank fuel pump, so you don't hear that noise, the pump running. So we're gonna cut this open and get the pump installed, and then on the opposite corner, we're going to run the fuel sending unit, the float. And so we'll get these made up, and then we can have the tank coated and reinstalled in a few days. Because of the inner baffling structure, we need to make sure that the fuel pump and fuel sending float are indexed in the proper direction. After triple checking our work, we make the cuts and drill the holes in our brand new fuel cell. And once this is complete, we send it out to Primo Powder Coating just down the street from the hot rod shop. And they give it this beautiful black textured coating that you see here. With the texture coating complete, I install the fuel pump and gasket for the final time.
All right, Nigel's gonna take over from here, and him and Ethan are gonna get it up installed into the car. We've got our braided hose running down into our fuel filter. And then Nigel just has to lengthen some wires. So once we have this tank installed, we can access everything and complete the wiring and the plumbing. So they're on it.
As Ethan and Nigel head towards the El Camino for a fuel tank install, check out that beautiful sheen on that textured coating for that fuel cell. Couldn't be happier. Hey, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate the support. So make sure to join us next Friday at 12 noon as we drop the completed color sanding and polishing 101 video. Hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
What's up, everybody? Brian from Mackey's Hot Rod Shop with our YouTube channel, Mackey and Machine. We wanted to say thank you guys for subscribing. The numbers are growing way faster than we ever expected. So a quick overview, we're giving away a box of merchandise for every new 1,000 subscribers. We bundle everybody together, we pick one number, and we send out all this merchandise straight to your door. It's just a way to say thank you, so we really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, do so now, because we're continuing our content in a hot rod shop, bicycles, motorcycles, planes, trains, boats, all of it here on Mackey and Machine. We've got a ton of new content for you guys. The best part of all, real quick, is a 1940 Ford giveaway as soon as we hit 50,000 subscribers. What do you have to do? Hit the subscribe button. That's it. We keep track of everything else. Thank you again. We'll see you on the next one.